Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this new episode of Sartorial Talks. Today, we're going to speak about jewelry for gentlemen, and more precisely about tie pins, tie bars, lapel pins, and boutonnières. But before stepping inside the subject, I would like to tell you that there's one book that you must read if you are interested in this subject. It's by our dear friend James Sherwood, that many of you may know if you are interested in the sartorial world. He was the author of Savile Row, this major book on the Savile Row bespoke tailors. After he wrote a beautiful book called The Perfect Gentleman. It was more on accessories. And more recently, in 2018 or 19, I think, he wrote this magnificent book dedicated to jewelry and aptly named Jewelry for Gentlemen. It's published at Thames and Hudson. We have the same publisher, so I really invite you to take a look at this book because there's everything you can dream of about the history of men's jewelry and also recommendations of beautiful English and British houses that are crafting among the most beautiful tie pins, lapel pins, but also brooches and many, many other things. So, Jewelry for Gentlemen by James Sherwood. So as you can see immediately, I am wearing something on my tie. So this one is very close to my heart because it's a gift from my beloved wife, Sonia. She offered me this beautiful piece of jewelry. I'm going to look at this camera with an emerald in the middle, very, very discreet and refined. And I use it on my tie directly. And some of you always have, I received so many messages about that. James Sherwood is the best for that. You can see pictures of him wearing, he's always piercing his ties and putting a lot of jewelry to give this little wave. So you can exaggerate it, you can do it more softly, it depends. You can really play with that. But the point is that so many gentlemen, they're afraid to do that because they think, what if I pierce my tie? It's going to have a hole. Well, not exactly, because first of all, the peak is very thin. So even on a silk tie, normal silk tie, it will honestly not leave any trace. But here I'm wearing a grenadine silk, it already have holes inside. So that's probably, in my opinion, the best material for using this kind of thing. But one more time, you can use it with any kind of ties. And so the thing is that you can play with the height. You can just put it straight. If you want, look, I'm going to show you. You can wear it like that, okay? So just straight, or you can give it a little bit more of a movement, like that. There's a small piece at the end that is clipping inside. You see? So I'm going to remove it for now because I'm going to show you other types of lapel pins and tie pins. This is a very interesting accessory to give some personality. Most of the time, as it is the case for me, it's for many gentlemen, it's sentimental. I know many gentlemen who are wearing these from their grandfathers, for their fathers, most of the time, these are family jewels, literally this time. Okay, so now let's move to the next thing, which is tie bars. So tie bars, for Sonia and I, it's a little bit emotional, because tie bars, I have 4 here. 2 classic that are from nowadays, and those 2 that I'm going to show you is very close to our heart once again. I told you, this kind of little piece of jewelry, most of the time, they are linked to a souvenir. You offer a moment to a moment of your life, or maybe to somebody, and in this case, it is linked to our fathers. It happened that we lost our fathers. My dad passed away in December 2019, Joel, that was his name, and Glenn, Sonia's father, passed away just 3 months later in March 2020. And so we kept, both of us, the tie bars of our dads. So this one, with the sapphire in the middle, is from Glenn Nicholson Sr., is from Sonia's father. And this one, which is golden plated, is from my dad, Joel, from France. So you can see that These are probably from the 1950s, 1960s, so they were smaller than the tie bar that we do these days, you know. So, and it's very reminiscent for me. If you look, for example, at Mad Men, I think Mad Men is taking place in the late 50s, beginning of 60s. So a lot of people are wearing tie bars. So tie bars are easy to wear. You can just, same thing, you just clip them. So you can wear them straight like that, or you can give a little movement to your tie like that. So it's a very interesting thing. I'm going to do it with my dad. Oops, sorry. With my dad, same thing. I'll say, okay, sorry, the color is not really good for this tie, but you see, it works like that. This is how you wear a tie bar, but you can wear it like that. Me, I used to wear it downwards like that, not to be too straight, you see. So it's a very interesting little piece. It's a little touch. You can find them. Those ones are not expensive. They're probably in palladium or some kind of metal, nothing fancy, maybe in silver. Of course, you can find extremely refined and luxurious one practically at all the jewelry stores in the world. You can find them in gold. And so we're speaking of something else, but you can find them also quite easily in vintage stores because, of course, it was much more used in the 50s and the 60s. So this is the tie bar, and I believe every gentleman should at least have one or two in his wardrobe because you never know, it can really add something. One advice though, if you put on a tie bar, don't put a lapel pin on top of it because a pocket square, a lapel pin, a tie bar, bracelets, watch, it starts to be a little bit too much. I used to say, avoid looking like a Christmas tree, you know, too much decorated. Be sober with that. A tie bar or a tie pin is something quite strong. It's a conversation piece. People will notice it immediately. So don't add too many accessories. Me, my rule of thumb is that when I have a very strong accessory like that, either a jewelry on my lapel or on my tie, I don't do both. I choose one or the other. So now let's move to the next accessory, which is a whole universe by itself. It's what we call the lapel pins. That is to say, any kind of pins and jewelry that you can use in your lapel hole here. So let's start with, well, I have a lot here. Actually, this is my little personal collection that I'm going to show you. Not all of it, but the one I prefer and I wear the most. So for example, this, if you want to be discreet but still very refined, you can use this. This is a pearl. It's very simple. And you can put it on your lapel like that. And then you have a little clip that goes in it. There's many different ways of putting this, but this one is from our friend Alan at Victic Cufflinks. We're going to give you the links on the description, and look at that. Immediately, it's lighting up the whole outfit. You see, I can see myself wearing this if I invited at people that I really like, I really appreciate. You know, they invite us with my wife for a dinner or for lunch on Sunday. I would easily wear that. I would wear that at church, for example. I would wear that in some special occasion. It would be a little bit more difficult to wear it at the office, for example. I would rather go for a tie bar at the office. But this, for a beautiful attire on Sunday, it's a very good thing. You see, so it's nothing really, but it adds a lot. The second one I want to show you, it's all still from, again, from Victic Cufflinks. Alan is in the UK, he's an artisan working at home. And this is from a blue precious stone. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's beautiful. So this one is slightly different, as you can see, because it has a stem and this little cap, you know, that you can remove. So it gives me a marvelous occasion to tell you something very important. Of course, if you are going bespoke, you will have it. But if you're not going bespoke, look, on my jacket, there's this little thread here. You see, it's just a thread, very simple. And even if you are ready to wear or made to measure, you can ask. You can even maybe do it yourself. It's a little thread that you're going to use precisely, on the reverse side, you see, it will keep this put, okay? So let's try to put this one. I'm going to put it through this little thing. Me, I like to pick it a little bit, like that, and up, you see? Goes like that, and you put the little cap. Very easy. One more time. Don't be afraid. You're not going to damage your lapel. It will not even be seen. So I don't know if it's the right... This is very difficult what I do. I try to do it live. And I don't see... I have no mirror. So I hope it's okay. Is it okay, darling, like that? You put it... So you can wear it a little bit higher. You can put it on the side. You do whatever you want. But it's beautiful. This is also from Victic cufflinks. I'll show you another one. You can really play with that. This one, for example, I'm not going to put it. It's a cat that Alan did. Actually, it was for Sonia, this one, because she's using this. You know, look at that. You put it here. It's beautiful. And it's funny at the same time. You know, if you are interested in some animals or, you know, you can really express yourself. And also you can say something. Some people are wearing, I don't know, golf clubs. It's the same idea also as cufflinks. You see, you can express your taste, and if you are passionate with cards, for example, you can have cufflinks with cards. So it's the same for tie pins. My advice is that don't go too big. You know, the size is very important, even if in this case I have massive lapels, you know, it's my little weakness in life, but I rather go for things that are not oversized because it will become a brooch, but the brooch is something different that I will show you at the end of this show. Let's see this one that is very close to our heart because we decided, you know, I like horseshoes, so I have two models that my friend Alan did for Parisian Gentleman. Okay, you see them? So these are horseshoes. So this one, very, very discreet. So it goes like that. You put on this little clip. There's many different ways of attaching that. Huh? This is nothing complicated. So you push this through your lapel, and then you just, okay, the horseshoe I prefer when it's going downwards, and then you put it like that. There you go. And you have a beautiful horseshoe on your lapel. So we designed with Alan two models. This one is a little bit more shiny. It's difficult to show at the camera, yeah, like that. You see it now? As this one is a little bit more shiny. This one that I'm wearing is a little bit more discreet. But if you are interested in it, just drop an email to Alan at Victic Cufflinks and ask for the Parisian Gentleman horseshoe lapel pin, and he will be happy to send you one. Then I would like to show you something that if you are following this channel, you've seen this one a lot. So this one is a little bit more special, and this is this little object, so I show it here now, and I'm going to show it to the close-up camera here. Okay, so this is a little bit more special, but I'm going to put it on right now, and I hope I'm going to manage to do it. And if I don't, my editor will edit, and I give you an appointment in exactly 3 seconds with it on it. But maybe I can do it live. Hey, not bad, Hugo. So you do it like that, and then this little change, and you clip it inside, exactly like that. Is that okay? Oh, wow. I did it live? Like that? Okay. So you've probably seen me a lot with this one because when I really want to be, you know, I was about to say myself, this little object almost became part of myself. You know, I wear it a lot. So it's this Russian painter. She's a young artist called Ksenia Norkina. We're going to put the address and the link of her Instagram account on the description of this video. She's painting with the magnifying glasses on enamel. And this is quite a job. This is a detail of a painting from the French painter Toulouse-Lautrec, very famous, and who painted a lot of scenes from the Moulin Rouge. You know, if you've seen the Baz Luhrmann Moulin Rouge movie, this is this ambiance, you know, and this is a detail of a painting of Toulouse-Lautrec. But of course, once again, don't overdo it. This is quite powerful as an accessory, so don't add a tie bar and be quite, don't add a pocket square which is too flashy. Me, I stay most of the time with my rust pocket square, which is more than enough. I even sometimes wear this without a pocket square. This is probably one of my favorite jewelry that I possess. I want to show you two last things. So I'm going to remove that. You see? Look. Honestly, do you see any holes in my lapel? No. So don't hesitate. Pick. It's very, very interesting. It will not damage your outfit. So, of course, you have the boutonnière. It's funny because in French we call it the flower, because it is actually a flower. This one is from the French company Enamel. They're very, very good at flowers. They are working with very, very talented atelier. This is a complicated craft. And so they do it in velvet, they do it in silk, they do it in different matter. This one is not black, it's actually dark blue. And so same thing, you can put it at you see, this is where this little thing is very useful, this little thread. So you push, it's very easy, and you put the cap like that, and there you go. You have a flower at your boutonnière. So there are a few rules about the flowers. You will see at Enamel, if you look, take a look at their website, which is a beautiful website, actually. They are producing in France a lot of different very high-level accessories and very affordable accessories. So they do a lot of different colors. You can find a lot of different patterns even. So there's one guideline that may be useful to you, and I invite you to practice it and to know it. It's about carnation. If you wear for any kind of formal, even a red carnation, it means that your mother is still alive. And if you wear a white carnation, it means that your mother is not alive anymore and passed away. And it's a form of homage to her to wear a white carnation. Okay, it's not a rule, it's more a guideline, but in some circles, the fact that you're wearing a red carnation or a white carnation may be interpreted by the people who know the rule in different manners. So it's better to follow this rule specifically when you want to honor your mother. So that was about flowers and carnation. It's our friend from Enamel in Paris. And oh, I just forgot one thing. I just remember now. It's about broches, because it's coming back. So I'm not going to put this one on, but look, this is a brooch. This brooch was given to Sonia by her mom. So it's a brooch. So this is coming back. Honestly, personally, I don't wear brooches. Maybe simply because I don't have one. But Sonia, she organized a poll on Instagram recently, and she was very surprised. Like, I don't know, it's like 70% of the gentlemen declared they were ready to wear a brooch on their lapel. So there's one guideline that somebody in the UK told us. So, if you are from nobility, you have the right to wear it on the left. If you are not from nobility, it's better to wear it on the right lapel. I know, take notes, my friend. This is a lot of guidelines. It's just guidelines, you understand? Nobody will be offended if you wear it on the left side. But, sometimes it's better to follow a few things, to respect a few traditions, because we live in a world that's forgetting all this tradition, and some of them has a little bit of meaning. So me, I'm not a noble, of course, so I would wear a brooch on the right side. That is to say, on my right side, on my right lapel. But this person from the UK also added that if you are above the age of 70, that will happen to me in a little bit more than a decade, I'm 58 now, then it means you've been winning your stripes in life, and then you have the right to wear it on the left side. Yes, I know what you are thinking. British have a lot of rules and conventions and guidelines, but this is why they are British. And this is why we like them also, because they have a lot of these kind of things that are well, on one side you can say, okay, it's a bit boring, all these rules, and there's a lot to know. And on the other side, it's about preserving traditions. And believe me, in the world we are living right now, well, it's just my take on that. I think it will be nice to keep some traditions. You know, I believe we live in a world which is lacking precisely traditions like, you know, how to behave, politeness, some manners. It will not hurt. I'm sure, you know, when we are in a party, when we are outside with Sonia, we try to behave well. It doesn't mean we are very stiff people, not at all. But if you know a few rules, you know, of simple politeness, simple manners, I believe this will make this world a better world, because this world is becoming more and more vulgar, more and more brutal even. And so this is why on one side you can say that the British has too many rules, but on the other side they are the ones who are defending traditions. And nowadays I think it's a good thing to do. I give you an appointment to the next episode of Sartorial Talks, and in the meantime, cheers!